What if I told you that the legendary psychic Edgar Cayce, a man renowned for giving over 14,000 profoundly insightful readings in his lifetime, unearthed 7 sacred boundaries that every woman, in the tender dance of love, must vigilantly maintain? And what if I further revealed that merely ignoring one of these crucial tenets could unleash a cascade of devastation, not only tearing apart the very fabric of your relationship, but also undermining the entire edifice of your future? I urge you to stay with me, to lend your heart and mind to these words, because by the time we reach the culmination of this message, you will grasp with crystal clarity why some of the most loving, the most devoted women, those who pour their very essence into their relationships, tragically find themselves utterly broken, their finances in ruin, and their spirits left in desolate solitude, while others, seemingly with effortless grace, manage to sculpt the exquisite love story they've always envisioned. I see you there, beautiful soul. I recognize the immense depth of your affection for him, a love that probably feels like an ocean within you. I know, too, that your mind is likely awash with vivid dreams of your shared future, the blissful wedding, the cozy home you'll build, the laughter of children filling its halls, the life you'll meticulously craft, side by side, through the passage of years. Perhaps he has even knelt, asking for your hand, and your heart, a jubilant drum, is singing a resounding yes to forever. Yet, before you take another single transformative step down that path, I bear an urgent truth, a crucial insight I must impart to you. Edgar Cayce, with his unparalleled wisdom, once likened love without sagacity to a grand house, perhaps adorned with all the splendor and beauty imaginable, yet tragically erected upon shifting, treacherous sand. It might stand gloriously for a time, its facade radiant and inviting, but when the inevitable, raging storms of life descend, and trust me, dear one, the storms always come, that seemingly solid foundation will inevitably crumble, bringing the entire structure down in a heap of shattered dreams. Right now, in this very moment, as you absorb these words, countless women exist who once felt precisely as you do. Their hearts were ablaze with mad, consuming love. They were utterly convinced they had discovered the one, their soulmate, their destined partner. They stood ready, willing, and eager to do anything, and I mean anything, for their man, believing their boundless devotion was the key to eternal happiness. But here lies the profound secret they were tragically unaware of, a truth I am now poised to unveil for you. According to Edgar Cayce's profound and unparalleled insights into the intricate tapestry of human relationships and the inescapable patterns of karma, there exist these 7 sacred boundaries. These aren't merely suggestions, they are spiritual guardrails. When these boundaries are thoughtlessly or even lovingly overstepped, they precipitate what he termed karmic debt, a spiritual and emotional price of such immense magnitude that it can exact its toll not just in this lifetime, but potentially across multiple reincarnations. We speak not of a fleeting inconvenience, but a profound imbalance that demands painstaking rectification. Some of the women who, in their fervent devotion, violated these sacred limits are now haunted by the ghosts of what-ifs, living in a perpetual state of gnawing regret, their past choices casting long, dark shadows over their present. Others find themselves ensnared in the agonizing throes of painful divorces, their once vibrant unions reduced to bitter ashes. A heartbreaking many are now single mothers, battling relentless financial struggles, their days and nights a relentless cycle of toil with no discernible support system, their dreams of partnership long since evaporated. But you, dear reader, you are poised to forge a distinctly different path. You are here, in this very moment, your heart open, your mind eager, ready to embrace wisdom. Stay with me, remain until the very end, because what I am about to share will serve as a profound crossroads. It will either fortify and save the relationship you currently cherish, or it will act as a life raft, rescuing you from a relationship that, though perhaps comfortable or compelling now, is ultimately destined to lead you astray. Either way, you emerge victorious, armed with invaluable foresight. Boundary 1: Never sacrifice your soul's purpose. Edgar Cayce, through the thousands of deep trance readings he delivered, unearthed a truth that is nothing short of shocking, a revelation that reverberates through the very core of one's being. He unequivocally found that when a woman, in the crucible of love, abandons her intrinsic life's purpose, that unique calling, that inherent spark that defines her for the sake of a man, she doesn't merely forfeit her cherished dreams. No, the loss is far more profound. She actually relinquishes a vital piece, an essential fragment of her very soul. And here, my dear, lies the truly terrifying, heart-wrenching part for some women. That piece of their soul, once given away, is never retrieved. It's an irreversible sacrifice that leaves an indelible void. Allow me to illustrate this with the poignant tale of Sarah, a narrative that echoes a specific reading Edgar Cayce once gave about a woman in a past life who, likewise, abandoned her sacred calling as a healer to follow a man to a distant foreign land. The karmic pattern, a relentless echo of the past, was tragically repeating itself in Sarah's present. Sarah was, by all accounts, brilliant, a star in her own right. She had been accepted into a prestigious medical school, armed with a full scholarship, her future stretching before her like an endless, sunlit vista of promise and achievement. Then, a fateful click, a fleeting connection online, brought Marcus into her orbit. He resided in another country, an exotic allure, and with words as vivid as an artist's brushstrokes, he painted for her a breathtaking tableau of the perfect, idyllic life they would share together. Just as Edgar Cayce had forewarned about souls who become tragically sidetracked, profoundly distracted from their divine purpose, Sarah felt an overwhelming, magnetic pull, and almost irresistible compulsion to abandon everything she had meticulously built. When you, dear woman, lavish a man with everything, your heart, your home, your service, your very essence, before he has made an explicit, public, and legally binding commitment to you, you inadvertently rob him of the essential opportunity to genuinely earn your affection, to prove himself worthy of your incredible generosity. But more tragically, more damagingly, you also rob yourself of your own intrinsic worth, devaluing the precious gifts you have to offer. According to Cayce's expansive readings on the intricate dynamics of human relationships, there exists a natural, divinely ordained order to the progression of love, an unfolding that is as predictable as the seasons. This order consists of three foundational pillars: courtship, where effort is exerted and attraction is nurtured, followed by commitment, a sacred pledge, and only then comes the phase of complete giving, a boundless sharing that springs from a secure foundation. When we impulsively skip any of these crucial steps, we disrupt the delicate spiritual balance, the energetic equilibrium, that is absolutely essential for the creation and sustainment of a love that is not only profound but also truly enduring. A boyfriend, by the very definition of the role, merits your precious time, your engaging attention, and your tender affection. These are the appropriate expressions of love for that stage. However, a husband, and only a husband, through the sacred covenant of marriage, is entitled to your deep service, your unwavering devotion, and the complete, unreserved partnership that defines a lifelong union. Do not, under any circumstances, expend husband-level energy, husband-level effort, and husband-level giving on a relationship that currently offers only boyfriend-level commitment. Boundary 3: Never give him financial power over. Your sense of security might feel robust, but a truly chilling truth that often remains unspoken. The third sacred boundary that women, often unknowingly, transgress doesn't merely inflict emotional wounds, its repercussions can mercilessly shatter their financial stability, leaving them vulnerable and struggling for not just years, but for entire decades. Edgar Cayce, with his extraordinary insight, observed this devastating pattern recurring in countless psychic readings. He aptly dubbed it the trap that captures the generous heart, a poignant phrase reflecting the very essence of its insidious nature. Through his profound discoveries, He unveiled a recurring saga lifetime after lifetime, compassionate and giving women repeatedly succumb to the same critical financial misstep, rendering them utterly powerless. He identified this profound error as misplaced trust, issuing a dire warning that such an oversight could inadvertently weave intricate karmic patterns of pervasive poverty and debilitating dependence, patterns so deeply ingrained they could stretch across multiple incarnations, echoing through the annals of a soul's journey. Consider Jennifer, a woman whose heart overflowed with love for David. When he painted a picture of their shared future, proposing they invest in their dream home, she never hesitated. Her significant inheritance, a lifetime's nest egg, was immediately offered for the down payment. "We're destined to be married anyway," she reasoned, her heart swelling with hopeful anticipation. "What's mine is inherently ours." Yet David, with a seemingly innocuous suggestion, proposed they title the house solely in his name, citing nebulous tax purposes. Jennifer, her judgment eclipsed by the radiant glow of love and unwavering trust, readily agreed. Over the course of 5 years, she continued to pour her financial resources, her hard-earned savings, into their shared future, meticulously improving the home, furnishing it with exquisite pieces, and even acquiring additional rental properties, all of which, without exception, were legally documented under David's name. A spiritual luminary like Edgar Cayce would have immediately recognized this unfolding narrative as a soul caught in a repetitive karmic lesson, a crucial chapter on financial wisdom that, alas, it had tragically failed to internalize in previous lifetimes. Then, with an abruptness that ripped through her world, David requested a divorce. The stark, brutal reality hit Jennifer like a physical blow legally. She owned absolutely nothing. Not the beautiful home she had poured her inheritance into, not the promising rental properties her money had purchased, not even the very car she drove daily, which too was titled in his name. When she bravely sought justice in court, presenting her heart-wrenching story, the judge, bound by the cold impartiality of the law, simply gazed at the irrefutable paperwork and delivered the devastating verdict, "I'm sorry, but according to these documents, you have no legal claim to any of these assets." David, with breathtaking speed and callous efficiency, liquidated everything they had amassed and vanished to another country with his new girlfriend. Jennifer, a woman who had once enjoyed considerable wealth and stability, found herself suddenly, inexplicably, and utterly homeless. Edgar Cayce's wisdom resonates profoundly here. The soul must learn to balance love with wisdom or repeat the lesson until it does. Is it cynicism to protect oneself, or merely profound spiritual foresight? Even within the sacred covenant of marriage, it is paramount to meticulously maintain your financial independence. Ensure your assets are legally held in your own name. Diligently build your personal credit. Proactively safeguard your own future. This isn't about fostering suspicion or distrust, it's about embodying spiritual wisdom and prudent self-preservation. Boundary for never isolate yourself from your soul family, but, as catastrophic as financial ruin can be, it pales in comparison to the profound spiritual devastation that can ensue when these sacred boundaries are crossed. When the fourth boundary is violated, the cost isn't measured merely in monetary loss, it exacts a far heavier toll, stripping away the very people who genuinely love you, leaving you utterly, achingly alone precisely when you need their unwavering support the most. Edgar Cayce's readings revealed a truly wondrous truth: we don't just find our friends, we choose them before we're even born. He referred to these cherished individuals as our soul family, kindred spirits destined to journey alongside us. And when we, for the sake of a romantic partner, consciously abandon these profound connections, we're not merely losing friends in the conventional sense, we are, in a deeply spiritual context, betraying sacred, intricate contracts that took lifetimes of shared experience and mutual growth to forge. What untold karmic consequences might such a severance incur? Maria, for instance, was blessed with the most extraordinary constellation of friends, her soul sisters, who had been her steadfast companions through every conceivable triumph and tribulation. They were there to enthusiastically celebrate her every success, offering unyielding embraces through her most crushing heartbreaks, and loving her with an unwavering, unconditional devotion. Then, Jake entered her life. He was, by all appearances, charming, impossibly romantic, embodying every aspiration she had ever held for a partner. Yet, beneath this captivating veneer, Jake harbored a deep-seated problem. He was consumed by jealousy, plagued by profound insecurity. He simply could not tolerate Maria having male friends, and he masterfully employed emotional manipulation to induce guilt regarding her close platonic friendships. "If you truly loved me," he would insidiously whisper, "you wouldn't need other people. Why do you feel compelled to go out with them when you have me? I frankly don't trust that guy friend of yours. It's obvious he desires more than mere friendship." Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, Maria began to cancel her long-standing plans. She started to delay, then eventually stopped responding to texts from her friends. Ultimately, she even blocked her male friends on social media, severing digital ties with chilling finality. Edgar Cayce, witnessing such a scenario, would have instantly recognized this as a soul deliberately, dangerously, cutting ties with its essential support system, a truly perilous spiritual mistake, one of the most self-destructive actions a person can undertake. After 2 long, isolating years, the inevitable happened. Jake left Maria for someone else, abandoning her to the shattered fragments of her carefully constructed new reality. She found herself utterly heartbroken, profoundly alone, and painfully aware that she had systematically burned bridges with the very people who had loved her unconditionally. In her desperate attempt to reach out to her old friends, she discovered a bitter truth: many had, understandably, moved on. They had grown weary of being consistently pushed away, their loyalty and affection repeatedly spurned. Maria had, at last, learned Edgar Cayce's harsh, unforgiving lesson: when you forsake those who cherish you unconditionally for someone whose love is inherently conditional, you often stand to lose them all. According to Cayce's insightful readings, our soul family is meticulously chosen before birth, specifically to provide the bedrock of support for our spiritual evolution. A man who genuinely loves you will not seek to eliminate your cherished friends. Instead, he will joyfully embrace them. He will strive to expand your circle, never to shrink it. Boundary 5: never create a soul without sacred union. But here, perhaps, is what truly pierces my heart the most. The 5th sacred boundary that women, often driven by desperation or misconception, choose to cross doesn't merely impact their own lives. Its profound ripples tragically affect innocent souls who never asked to be thrust into a world of dysfunction and instability. Edgar Cayce delivered a sobering warning that this particular transgression creates a complex web of karma, one that can endure not just for a lifetime, but for generations. He unearthed a profound spiritual truth regarding children: their precious souls do indeed choose their parents before birth. But this celestial choice is predicated upon the spiritual foundation, the energetic stability, into which they will be born. Therefore, when we choose to create children outside of a truly committed, sacred union, we may inadvertently be forcing these innocent souls into challenging karmic situations they explicitly did not choose, situations replete with unresolved emotional or familial burdens. Consider Angela, a woman convinced she possessed a deeper understanding of human nature. When Robert assured her that having a baby would irrevocably cement his commitment, that it would bind him to her forever, she tragically believed him. She clung to the fervent hope that pregnancy would somehow trigger his innate protective instincts, compelling him to marry her. Edgar Cayce, observing such a choice, would have unequivocally recognized it as a soul making a pivotal life decision rooted in deep-seated fear rather than profound wisdom. Angela, trusting his hollow promises, became pregnant. Robert initially feigned excitement, but as her belly visibly expanded, his interest began to conspicuously fade. an insidious withdrawal. After their beautiful daughter was born, his visits grew progressively less frequent, until, by the time the baby was a mere 6 months old, he had vanished completely from their lives. 3 years later, still harboring the same desperate belief that a baby could somehow conjure commitment, Angela met Marcus and, once again, became pregnant. Marcus, too, lavishly promised marriage, meticulously painting vivid pictures of their idyllic future family. Yet, with a heartbreaking predictability, history cruelly repeated itself. After their son was born, Marcus concocted a litany of convenient excuses to depart: a sudden new job, an inexplicable need for space, a belated realization that he wasn't ready. Now, Angela shoulders the crushing burden of raising 2 children entirely alone, without the lifeline of child support, without any help during the exhausting night feedings or the relentless school pickups or the mounting medical bills. 2 innocent children, their eyes filled with yearning, constantly ask, "Where's Daddy?" And Angela, tears often welling in her eyes, has no comforting or truthful answer to offer. Edgar Cayce's words echo with stark clarity: children are not tools to bind hearts that are not already bound. A baby, in its purest essence, cannot miraculously create love where none genuinely exists. A child simply cannot force commitment from a man who is fundamentally unprepared or unwilling to give it. But here lies the even deeper, more profound spiritual truth according to Cayce's timeless readings. When we, as individuals, bring souls into inherently unstable or chaotic situations, we are not just accumulating karmic debt for ourselves, we are, devastatingly, creating it for these innocent children and potentially perpetuating a cycle of imbalance that could take many, many lifetimes to truly heal. Potentially creating a ripple effect of profound difficulty for the innocent children who must now, through no fault of their own, navigate a far more treacherous and uncertain path than they ever chose. Their tender hearts and developing minds will grapple with instability, potential abandonment, and the profound void left by an incomplete family structure. Therefore, the wisdom guides us: wait. Wait for a truly sacred union. Wait for a man who doesn't just desire you, but chooses you completely, unequivocally, with every fiber of his being, before you even consider the profound act of creating a new life together. Children, fragile and deserving of unwavering support, inherently deserve the bedrock stability of parents who are fully and irrevocably committed to each other, forming an unbreakable foundation of love and respect before they bring a child into their world. Boundary 6. Never compromise your sacred standards, but even armed with the knowledge of these crucial boundaries, there lurks another insidious trap, a snare that disproportionately ensnarls the most loving, the most devoted, and often the most empathetic women among us. This 6th boundary is subtly deceptive, whispering to you that you are embodying understanding, patience, and compassion, when in a devastating reality, you are actively, agonizingly betraying your own soul. The visionary psychic Edgar Cayce illuminated this profound truth, revealing that our standards are far more than mere preferences or fleeting desires. They are, in fact, spiritual boundaries, meticulously crafted by our soul's ancient wisdom to safeguard us from karmic entanglements. These unseen spiritual bonds, once forged through compromise, possess the power to set us back not just years, but potentially lifetimes, forcing us to repeat painful lessons until we finally choose self-honor. When we consciously choose to lower these sacred standards, we are not demonstrating admirable flexibility or adaptability. We are, with a heavy heart, actively betraying the deepest wisdom residing within our very soul. Consider the poignant story of Rachel. From a young age, Rachel possessed an unshakable clarity about the kind of partner she sought: a man of unwavering faithfulness, impeccable honesty, and someone who would treat her with consistent, profound respect. Her life had unfortunately borne witness to the immense suffering of too many women she knew, caught in the destructive orbits of addicts, heartbroken by chronic cheaters, or constantly walking on eggshells around men incapable of controlling their explosive tempers. Her resolve was firm, her vision clear. Then, Daniel entered her life. He was, by all outward appearances, a dream, exquisitely gorgeous, irresistibly charming, and undeniably successful in his career. Yet, beneath this polished exterior, troubling fissures began to appear. Daniel harbored a significant drinking problem. His eyes possessed a disconcerting tendency to rove whenever other women were present, and his charming demeanor could swiftly curdle into a volatile temper whenever his desires were thwarted. Nobodies perfect, Rachel would soothe her own anxieties, a mantra of self-deception. If I can just love him enough, truly deeply love him, he will change. His drinking is only on weekends, a way to unwind. He only flirts with other women when he's under immense stress. And those yelling outbursts, they only happen when work is utterly overwhelming him. Edgar Cayce, with his extraordinary insight into the human psyche and spiritual journey, would have recognized this painful tableau immediately: a soul in the agonizing process of compromising its most sacred standards, all while tragically mislabeling it as love. For 3 arduous years, Rachel painstakingly accepted behaviors she had once vehemently sworn she would never tolerate. Insidiously, the weekend drinking escalated, spiraling into a chronic problem that consumed far more than just her Saturdays and Sundays. The casual flirting, once dismissed as harmless, mutated into blatant, agonizing cheating. And the occasional yelling, initially rationalized as stress-induced, metastasized into a relentless, soul-crushing pattern of emotional abuse. Yet, Rachel had invested so much of her precious time, so much of her vibrant energy into the futile endeavor of fixing him, that her vision had become utterly clouded, blurred by hope and exhaustion. She simply could not see the toxic reality anymore. It took an earth-shattering betrayal, Daniel cheating with Rachel's own sister, for her world to finally shatter, forcing her to awaken from her painful delusion. All those agonizing years spent systematically lowering her standards, accepting far less than she intrinsically deserved, desperately trying to sculpt a man who stubbornly refused to change. As Edgar Cayce so sagely stated, the soul creates standards as protection. When we consciously choose to disregard these divine safeguards, we are, in essence, ignoring our soul's hard-won wisdom, accumulated through countless lifetimes of trials, triumphs, and profound lessons. Your standards are not frivolous, unrealistic expectations conjured from fantasy. They are the profound, intuitive compass of your soul, meticulously designed to guide you unerringly toward the truly authentic, deeply fulfilling love you are inherently meant to experience in this lifetime. You cannot, with all the love in the world, force someone into becoming who they are not. You cannot, with infinite patience, mold them into a different person. The only paths forward are either to accept them precisely as they are, flaws and all, or to courageously move on, clearing your path for someone who already embodies the very qualities your soul yearns for and deeply needs. Boundary 7. Never trade your sacred life for temporary pain, but there exists one final boundary, the most paramount and sacred of them all. This boundary transcends the mere protection of your future. It demands nothing less than the profound honoring of the sacred gift of your very life, your existence itself. Edgar Cayce revealed that violating this particular boundary creates the heaviest, most far-reaching karma of all, a karmic burden that reverberates across dimensions. He unveiled the truth that our lives are not accidents of biology but sacred contracts, meticulously forged with the divine before our incarnation. When we even consider the unthinkable act of ending that sacred contract, driven by the searing pain of a shattered relationship, we are not merely inflicting harm upon ourselves, we are potentially derailing our soul's entire, intricate purpose for this particular lifetime, disrupting a grander design. Listen to me with every fiber of your being. Absorb these words into your core. No man, no matter how intensely you love him, no matter how excruciatingly painful the prospect of losing him may feel, is worth extinguishing the sacred flame of your invaluable life. Edgar Cayce, through countless readings, affirmed that each unique soul consciously chooses to incarnate with a specific blueprint, distinct lessons to learn, profound gifts to give, and a unique mission to fulfill. When we contemplate suicide in the throes of heartbreak, we are, at a spiritual level, essentially declaring that one single person's choices, one fleeting relationship's demise, holds greater significance than our entire divine soul's mission for this incarnation. According to Cayce's timeless wisdom, the agonizing pain you may be experiencing right now, no matter how overwhelming it feels, is fundamentally temporary. It is a storm, yes, but storms always pass. Your life, however you're magnificent, unique life is precious beyond measure, sacred beyond comprehension, and utterly irreplaceable. That man who walked away, who caused you such anguish, was but one chapter, a mere vignette, in the sprawling, epic story of your existence, certainly not the entire book. That relationship which ultimately ended, though deeply significant, was but one experience, one crucial lesson, not the totality of your entire being. Cayce illuminated that souls who summon the immense courage to push through their very darkest moments often emerge on the other side, not only healed but transformed, discovering their greatest, most profound purposes amidst the ashes of their suffering. The woman who bravely survives the devastation of heartbreak often becomes the compassionate healer, possessing a profound empathy to guide others through their own deepest wounds. The woman who meticulously rebuilds her life after experiencing utter devastation frequently transforms into the wise teacher, showing others precisely how to construct stronger, more resilient foundations for their own lives. If you are listening to these words, and you find yourself languishing in that dark, isolating place where hope feels elusive, please hear me with clarity. Your story is emphatically not over. Your most magnificent, most joyful chapters have yet to be written, waiting patiently for your resilient hand. The profound, authentic love you are seeking, the connection that truly nourishes your soul, absolutely exists, but you must be here, fully present and alive, to receive it. Edgar Cayce, with poetic wisdom, declared, "The soul that endures creates wings from its wounds." Your suffering, your scars, are not merely marks of pain, they are the very material from which your strength, your compassion, and your capacity for soaring higher will be forged. Please, if you are struggling with overwhelming pain, if the darkness feels too heavy to bear, reach out. Talk to someone. Pick up the phone and call a crisis line. Compassionate voices are waiting to listen. Extend your hand to a trusted friend or family member. They chose to love you. Seek the guidance of a professional counselor. They possess the tools and wisdom to help you navigate this storm. Your life is an invaluable, irreplaceable gift, far too precious to be lost over temporary pain, no matter how profound it feels in this moment. Cayce's profound insight into the nature of true love offers a beacon. True love builds up. It never tears down. It adds to your life, enriching every facet, never subtracts from it, leaving you diminished. The path to true love. Allow me to pose a deeply personal yet profoundly important question. After absorbing all the wisdom and insights we've explored today, are you, right now, standing in a relationship that genuinely builds you up, elevating your spirit and nurturing your growth? Or is it insidiously tearing you down, eroding your self-worth and draining your vital energy? Let us recap, for clarity and empowerment, these 7 sacred boundaries, the very cornerstones of a truly magnificent life and love. Never sacrifice your soul's purpose. Your unique dreams, your innate gifts, your very reason for being here are sacred, a divine blueprint waiting to unfold. Never play wife before you are wife. True respect, authentic commitment, and genuine partnership are privileges to be earned through mutual vows and unwavering dedication, not freely given in anticipation. Never give him financial power over your security. Safeguarding your financial independence is an act of profound self-love and wisdom, protecting not just your present, but your future from potential vulnerability. Never isolate yourself from your soul family. Your chosen tribe, those precious souls who love you unconditionally, are your anchors, your mirrors, and your unwavering support system. Cherish and rely on them. Never create a soul without sacred union. Children deserve the unwavering stability, the emotional security, and the unbreakable foundation that only a truly committed, divinely aligned partnership can provide. Never compromise your sacred standards. These are not mere preferences, but your soul's protective shield, guiding you away from karmic pitfalls and toward the love that truly honors your essence. Never trade your sacred life for temporary pain. Your existence is a divine contract, a precious, irreplaceable gift with boundless potential. Your story is not over, and your best chapters await. Edgar Cayce, with his extraordinary spiritual vision, unveiled a timeless truth: we are all placed on this earthly journey to learn to love wisely, not just deeply. The women who ultimately weave together truly lasting, exquisitely beautiful love stories are not the ones who recklessly sacrifice every ounce of their being, their identity, their dreams upon the altar of another. Rather, they are the remarkably strong, self-aware women who steadfastly maintain their sacred boundaries, like an invisible force field, while simultaneously keeping their hearts courageously open to genuine connection and authentic love. Right now, in this very moment, you stand at a pivotal crossroads, facing a powerful choice. You can continue blindly down the well-trodden, often agonizing path that frequently leads to bitter regret, devastating financial ruin, and soul-crushing heartbreak. Or, with newfound courage and wisdom, you can consciously choose the illuminated path of sacred boundaries, the very road that will undeniably guide you toward the profound, soul-affirming love story you genuinely deserve, the one that aligns with your highest self. When you begin to consciously honor these 7 sacred boundaries, something truly magical, something deeply transformative begins to unfold in your life. You will miraculously stop attracting men who seek to diminish you, to shrink your spirit, and instead, you will begin to effortlessly attract men who are eager to celebrate you, to uplift your essence, and to stand in awe of your brilliance. You will cease pouring your precious energy into relationships that incessantly drain you, leaving you depleted and exhausted, and you will begin to wisely invest that energy into relationships that profoundly fulfill you, enriching every aspect of your being. You will stop being a woman who sacrifices everything, even her very soul, for a distorted notion of love, and you will become a woman who is cherished, respected, and truly adored for the magnificent, complete being she already is, attracting a partnership that perfectly mirrors her own divine worth and unwavering self-love. A woman who effortlessly commands love, not through manipulation or superficial charm, but through the very essence of her being, a radiant core that draws others in. As the renowned visionary Edgar Cayce profoundly stated, "When we honor our soul's wisdom, the universe conspires to bring us what we seek." This isn't just a poetic notion, it's an invitation to align with your deepest inner knowing. Therefore, begin by consciously honoring your boundaries, those sacred, invisible lines that define your personal space and emotional well-being. Unwaveringly trust your standards, the non-negotiable expectations you hold for how you deserve to be treated, for the quality of connection you seek. And fiercely protect your dreams, guarding those cherished aspirations against cynicism, doubt, or any force that might seek to diminish them. Why? Because the right man, the truly compatible partner, will never, ever ask you to compromise or cross any of these inviolable sacred lines. Instead, he will respectfully acknowledge them, enthusiastically celebrate them as integral parts of who you are, and consistently prove himself worthy of your profound love, not just once, but through his actions and devotion every single day. Your personal love revolution, that seismic shift in how you experience and attract affection, truly begins right now. Not tomorrow when circumstances might change, not next week when you feel more prepared, but this very moment. Take a courageous, fresh look at your current relationship dynamics. If you have them, seeing them through entirely new, objective eyes. Ask yourself with unflinching honesty, am I consistently being built up, encouraged, and empowered within this connection? Or am I being subtly or perhaps overtly torn down, diminished, and left feeling insecure? Trust that quiet, insistent voice, that deep knowing your soul already possesses. As Edgar Cayce sagely observed, the soul never lies to the personality that's brave enough to listen. Are you brave enough to truly hear what your soul is whispering? You were emphatically not meant to shrink yourself, like a magnificent bloom wilting to fit into someone else's narrow, restrictive comfort zone. You were not meant to silence your authentic voice, stifling your truths merely to keep a fragile, superficial peace. And you were absolutely not meant to abandon your cherished dreams, sacrificing your future and essence to accommodate another person's fears or insecurities. Stop accepting mere crumbs when you inherently deserve an entire, overflowing feast of love, joy, and fulfillment. Stop tirelessly making excuses, rationalizing behavior that so clearly dishonors your spirit and drains your vital energy. Stop clinging to the false belief that true love somehow requires you to lose yourself, to become a shadow of your former self. Real, genuine love doesn't demand you dim your brilliant light. On the contrary, it lovingly provides the expansive, nurturing space for you to shine even brighter, radiating your full potential. Real love doesn't demand you fundamentally change your precious essence. It joyfully celebrates every facet of who you are and enthusiastically embraces who you are continually becoming. Real love doesn't introduce chaos into the hard-won peace you've cultivated. It profoundly enhances the harmony and serenity you've so diligently worked to build within your life. When someone truly, deeply loves you, they become your steadfast, safe harbor, offering refuge and security amidst life's challenges. Rather than becoming yet another storm you must weather, they become your most enthusiastic cheerleader, consistently lifting you up, not a relentless critic who chips away at your self-esteem. They become your dedicated partner in growth, walking alongside you on your journey of expansion, rather than an insurmountable obstacle you constantly struggle to overcome. The profound truth is this: you unequivocally deserve a love that honors your wild dreams, respects your clearly defined boundaries, and celebrates your irreplaceable, sacred worth. You deserve a love that demonstrably adds to your life, enriching it with joy and purpose, instead of perpetually subtracting from it, leaving you feeling depleted. You deserve a love that sees you as a truly precious, irreplaceable gift, a treasure to be cherished, not a mere convenience to be utilized when it suits someone else. The universe, in its boundless generosity, is patiently waiting, poised to bestow upon you everything you've ever dared to dream of in love. But first, you, beautiful soul, have to be brave enough, courageous enough to demand it, to declare your worth and refuse anything less. Your love revolution, your profound transformation begins now. Stop settling for less than you deserve. Start believing in the magnificent possibilities that await you. And most importantly, start honoring your own magnificent worth, for it is the foundation of all true love. As Edgar Cayce so wisely articulated, the greatest love stories are written by souls brave enough to honor their own worth. Beautiful soul, the time has come to pick up your pen and write yours. Thank you so incredibly much for staying with me through this deep and meaningful exploration of self-worth and love. If you found genuine value, a spark of recognition, or new insight in today's heartfelt discussion, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone you believe might truly benefit from its message. And for those who wish to go a step further in supporting this work, enabling these conversations to continue and grow, you can now graciously leave a super thanks below. It's a small yet incredibly meaningful gesture of appreciation, and it genuinely, profoundly helps keep this channel thriving and reaching more beautiful souls.